Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jamie and today we're going to be talking about all of my reading plans for July. You guys know how these videos work, like I really don't need to explain them to you. I definitely have not read all of the books on my June TBR so far this month. That's because I have a new puppy. He's adorable, but he's definitely taken up most of my time. So I will probably still carry some of those books over to this month, but it just means that my TBR for this month is a little bit shorter, which is fine. That's fine. Also, if any of you are like, Jamie, you look so cozy and delicious and gorgeous, I'm sure you have noticed what I'm wearing. How cozy and fun is this? This is my new hoodie, and the hoodie kindly reached out to me and asked if they could send me any of their hoodies of my choice, and obviously I chose the Leo one. Like, how beautiful is this? There's a giant pocket, there's a hood, there is a fleece inline, and I swear to God, I have been living in this since I got it. And my boyfriend keeps stealing it from me. Like, we're both obsessed with it. And I cannot believe how cozy and warm it is. So thank you so much to the hoodie for sending me one so I can show off to you guys. They also really kindly gave me a discount code. So if you use my discount code, which is Jamie's Library 35, you can get $35 off the entire range on the website. Honestly, it is such a good deal. Like I said, I've absolutely been living in this. I worry that I'm never going to take it off ever again, especially during the winter time. So if you guys want to go grab one, I will leave the link in the description box below. I definitely recommend taking this opportunity and getting yourself a cozy one. They also have so many other like zodiac signs. There is a Pokemon one which is really cute. There are so many fun designs, so definitely take a look at the range on the website. So again, thank you so much to the hoodie for sending me a free hoodie so I can show it off to you guys. And without further ado, let's get straight into my July TBR. So I have 11 books on my July TBR, which I'm pretty confident about. Hopefully now that I have more of a routine with my new life with my new pet, it means that I can prioritize reading a little bit more than I have been. It's been a stressful time, but it's been fun. It's been so worth it. I feel like we should start off first with my Patreon reads. I have 2 of them. These are the 2 books that I will be reading for my Patreon. First of all, we have our main book club pick, which is The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. I'm so excited to read this one. I recently read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, and that was 5 stars, one of the best thrillers I've ever read. So of course I cannot wait to dive into this one. I have no idea what the entire plot of this is going to be, much like how I went into In My Dreams I Hold a Knife pretty blind. I will be going to this one fairly blind as well. I just know we follow our main character who's a young woman, and I believe when she was in college there was some sort of cult, and now there's like a true crime podcast that is involved in the story as well. I have no idea, but all of those buzzwords were like all I needed to know that I'm gonna absolutely love this one. Because this is for Patreon, I will be doing a full spoiler-filled reading vlog for my patrons during the month of July, and we will also have a discussion live show. So if you guys want to get involved, like, you guys know what to do, but I'm really excited to read this. I'm just anticipating nothing but good things. We will also be continuing on with our series read along. We're currently doing a series read along for Off Campus and Briar U, and we're in the second to last month, so we will be reading The Play by Elle Kennedy. This is the 3rd book in the Briar U series, and this is the first one out of all the books that I haven't read. So for the first time, I won't be doing like a reread. I believe it's a bit of a forbidden love element. We follow our 2 main characters, Hunter and Demi. Hunter has decided he needs to focus on hockey, so he's going celibate, and then Demi is like obsessed with him, so she's like, I'm going for that guy. I believe there's going to be some drama. It's going to be interesting because I didn't love Hunter in the other Briar U books, but I'm still excited to see what is in store in this one. They're just really fun new adult college hockey romances, and I love a hockey romance. Like, why am I all of a sudden obsessed with hockey? I don't know. I blame these books basically. But of course I'm excited to read along with my patrons for this one as well. Okay, next let's just get into everything, no particular order. I'm really keen to read some romances this month, so I thought I might catch up with Ali Hazelwood's books. I have Love on the Brain and Love Theoretically. This is her newest release that came out last month. I'm probably most excited for this one, but I do want to read this one first. I read The Love Hypothesis. I really enjoyed that book, so of course I'm keen for these. I believe this is not quite enemies to lovers, but like miscommunication to lovers. I don't know, like bad first impressions maybe. I'm not totally sure. I know that it is pretty similar to The Love Hypothesis, but like I've always said, I'm a big believer in making up my own mind about things, so I definitely am going to go into this one with no expectations, just see what it has in store for me. And then love theoretically, I believe, is genuine like enemies to lovers, or maybe even academic rivals to lovers. I know there is some sabotage going on, all the while our two main characters are like falling in love with each other. It just sounds so much fun, and of course I can't wait to read this one as well, especially because it's just come out. The other romance I have on my list is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I have held this up in so many videos and have yet to pick it up, which is crazy, but I definitely really want to read this one. I've heard that it's Christina Lauren's like best work, and I know that this is a contemporary romance with kind of a sci-fi twist. Like, I believe it's very similar to The One by John Mars, which was a sci-fi thriller. This one, I believe there is like a DNA matchmaking kind of company or app, and I believe we follow the CEO of the company. I'm not totally sure, but she ends up having this big romance. Again, I'm going to be going into this one relatively blind. Like, I know the basics, but I don't know like the details of the plot. But Christina Lauren, like, they're very hit or miss for me, but when they hit. So I hope they just hit again. I'm really excited. I have a few sequels to some series that I've already started that I'd really love to get to this month. I think this month is finally the one where I read The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book after Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I absolutely loved that fantasy novel. It was so much fun, and so I'm hoping for more of the same from this one. Like, I'm trying not to get my expectations too high, but people have literally said that this one is like better than the first, and I don't even know how that is possible. So I am very much anticipating good things, but I'm just trying to keep my expectations low because I'm really nervous. I have no idea what to expect for this one. Like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. The first book was full of so many twists and turns. Like, the plot moved so fast and it had so much going for it, but I absolutely loved it. Basically, I'll try and sum it up. In the first book, we follow our main character Evangeline, and she makes a deal with the Prince of Hearts, he's like one of the fates, to stop this wedding between her beloved and her stepsister. And all of a sudden, a lot of magical things go wrong from there. It's definitely like a classic fairy tale kind of fantasy, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the writing style, I loved everything about it. So of course, I want to finally like get into the second one, so I can be ready for when the third and final book in the installment comes out in October. I would also really love to read Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I read the first book in this series back in October last year. Absolutely loved it, like fell in love with it. It was such a good book. I think I gave it 4 stars. And there are other books in the series, and this is a nice short one, so I definitely thought it would be a good pick for July. I know that these books are supposed to be like super heartbreaking. The first one for sure was heartbreaking, like no tears were shed, but I could understand how sad it was. But basically the series is about a small cafe in Tokyo where people can travel through time. There are a bunch of rules, and like it is very much in detail. I'm not going to go into detail about it because it's definitely not convoluted, but it's definitely like complicated, all of the rules about it. But basically we just follow a bunch of characters who have reasons for wanting to go back or forward in time, and I'm sure this will be more of the same. Like, definitely not so much a short story collection or anthology, but like a series of different stories within one big kind of like interconnecting story. And I'm really excited to read this. I kind of want to get my heart broken this time. Like, I really hope this is sadder than the first one, just because I love to cry. I'm sure you guys know that about me. But yeah, I cannot wait to get into this one too. And then the other sequel I want to get to is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas. This has definitely been in a separate TBR video that I've had out before, but I keep putting it off because of the size. Like, look at this thing. I think I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Heaven this month. She's doing a reread. This will be my first time reading it. I have no idea what to expect. I think I'm going to have to do a quick skim of the first book, but I don't know. This world is definitely my favorite of Sarah J Maas's. Like, I have no interest really in continuing the ACOTAR series or the Throne of Glass series, both of which I've started but not continued. But I don't know, I feel like her writing's just a little bit better in this series, so I definitely want to give it a go. I really liked all the characters, and I love how it was kind of a murder mystery element in the first book, and I'm just hoping for more drama in this one. Like, I feel like this will just be fun. Definitely a big commitment, like committing to a book that is, oh my god, close to 800 pages, but I definitely want to try and complete it this month. Again, so I can be prepared for the third book coming out in January next year. Speaking of buddy reads, I'm also really keen to read Utopia Avenue by David Mitchell, and I will be buddy reading this with my friend Cherry. This book is kind kind of giving like Daisy Jones and the Six. Like we follow a psychedelic rock band in the 1970s, and I believe there is a whole lot of drama. That is all I know about it, but that is all I need to know. I love stories about famous people and bands. I'm hoping there's no cringy lyrics in this, but like by the looks of it, it doesn't seem like there will be. I don't know, I just love sex, drugs and rock and roll in the 1970s. Like obviously I wasn't there, but I love reading about it. So I'm really excited to read this with Cherry. My friend Cherry also really loved Daisy Jones and the Six, much like myself. So I'm sure we will be able to have a lot of fun with this one. I also put this on my 2023 like need to read TBR, you know, like 23 books to read in 2023. At the beginning of the year I made that video and this was on there, and I think I need to slowly start chipping away at some of the books in that video. This was one of them, so yeah, excited to dive into this one. Of course, one of my most anticipated releases came out, I think in May, and the fact that I haven't read it yet is disgusting, but I only like received it in the mail in June. So I think it's finally time for me to read Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kuang. I'm so excited to read this. Everyone, like, I swear to God, whenever I make a TBR, people are in my, well, not whenever, because it has only been out for like 2 months, but in my last TBR, a lot of people were like, Jamie, where's Yellowface? It's here. I'm gonna be reading it in July, I promise. I'm so excited to read this. I know that it's a thriller. It's kind of a satire about the publishing industry. I just trust Rebecca F. Kuang with my life. Like, I know that she's gonna create something amazing. And the fact that this is more of a contemporary, whereas all of her previous books have been fantasies, I'm really excited to see what she does in a contemporary setting. I feel like it's gonna be just excellent, just absolutely excellent. So of course, another one that I cannot wait to read. And finally, the last book on my July TBR is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. I bought this from a secondhand bookstore a couple of months ago, and when I like put it on my Instagram story, when I put it on like in my videos, people were like, Jamie, that book is fucking incredible. So I think it's about time that I read it. I believe it doesn't really look like a thriller, but I'm pretty sure it's a YA thriller, and we follow a up-and-coming R&B singer. I believe it's kind of like a murder mystery vibe, and I have no idea what to expect, but it's another one that I want to go into relatively blind. I've just heard nothing but good things, so yeah, I kind of have high expectations with this one. I'm trying to keep my expectations low with like every book, but it's hard because like all the books here I just like know are gonna be amazing, and I need to stop. But yeah, really excited to read this one. I can't wait to see what all the hype is about, and hopefully it does good things for me. So these are all the books that I plan on reading in July. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know it was a short one, but I love doing monthly TBRs, like, and you guys seem to really like them as well, so here you go. Of course, we have to do a monthly TBR every month. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you're most excited to see me read. I'm hopefully gonna have every single one of these books in a reading vlog, so let me know what you're most excited to see content on. Also, a cheeky reminder that all my socials are linked down below, so if you want to follow me on Bookstagram, if you want to follow me on Twitter or Twitch, all the details are there, as well as my Patreon. So if you do want exclusive content from me, if you want to read along with these book club books with me for July, all the details are there. It's only $5 a month, and you get like 3 extra videos, 3 extra live shows. You get a lot. But yeah, guys, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video.